top left corner as the green Protoss, we have TMZ.
Woohoo! And in the bottom right, we have as the blue Protoss, Jong-Hyun.
So a random gave Protoss. So
Yeah.
in PvP, there's a lot of early aggression very, very often.
Yeah, in which TMZ is very good at. So I'm definitely expecting him to opt. Well, maybe like for an aggressive opening here against the Protoss.
But we have to consider that TMZ still does not know that Jong-Hyun is Protoss, meaning he could be anything. And as we said earlier, the map is very big, which means he cannot scout it as early as some other maps.
Yeah,
So
and
depending on
like
when he's sending his probe, which is right now, well, it's
sending
gonna
it pretty
change.
early. Yeah.
I mean, we see that TMZ did not wall in, so he's taking a bet
comfortable
on his
with the
opponent not being Zerg or like just rushing in very, very fast. Even if his Zerg might be have as a defense against it.
Yeah, but I'm surprised that wait, am I missing something here? Okay, so both players are gonna start their gateways. There's the gateway from Jong-Hyun a bit earlier than his opponent, so already a small.
Which is normal because
advantage.
TMZ sent a worker out, so
yeah,
because of
that's
that,
true.
he
That
has
is true.
less
Yeah.
income. I mean, it's not relevant.
Oh, we see a heart here
but
from
it's there.
TMZ.
We have a heart. We have a
TMZ giving out love.
TMZ scouting, seeing what's up. Knows that his opponent's Protoss now, so he's gonna deal accordingly. I believe he wanted to try and prevent the first gas just to be annoying, just to win some little time. But he didn't.
And we see Jong-Hyun here going for a double gas in the face of his opponent. So really, how much info does double gas give you in PvP? Not that much, right?
In PvP, well, it depends. This quick is very, very odd in the sense that you don't need your second gas. You need it early. Protoss is gas heavy no matter what you do.
Yeah,
but you don't need this that heavy. Going this gas heavy very, very fast usually will mean you intend to do like early blink, early DTs.
Yeah, and we
like
see a
this.
gas steal here at the time where normally you would see the second gas being placed in order to have enough gas for the mothership core, right?
Yeah. The other situation, however, might be that Jong-Hyun feared for his second gas to be taken by the enemy and took it preemptively.
Oh yeah, since he does this himself, he probably didn't want to be tricked. But let's see how many we have. 4 in the gas for Jong-Hyun, and 3 in the gas for TMZ at the moment. So we have small deviations from their build. There's already Chrono Boost started on the warp gate here from TMZ, so I'm gonna expect his signature build.
Which is?
Which is, of course, the 4-gate.
The 4-gate. That said, he still does not have his second gas, so unless he's going mass zealot, he's gonna be blocked on gas very quickly.
Yeah, how many stalkers can you get with 1 gas out of that 4-gate?
Well, depends on how much time you you have to gather, because a stalker is 50 gas, meaning right now you could get 2 already. Well, in a few seconds could get 2
but usually,
already.
suppose you have like 8 units, you probably have 5 zealots, 3 stalkers,
That's
something like that.
That's a play you could do. So not very, very, very fast aggression. He's gonna take some time to actually build up the gas and move out with a few stalkers and stuff. But as we can see, first stalker is already
and
out.
he places the pylon already. So yeah, so he's really
never
going
mind,
for his
it's
aggression
very, very
here.
fast aggression.
But Jong-Hyun has probably prepared for this because we can see he's going for the Oracle. So I think Jong-Hyun may be ready.
And we have TMZ saying he's good at chrono boosting his Nexus. At least that's what I'm trying to read from what
Maybe
he said.
he chrono boosted the supply block Nexus or something. Maybe that's what happened.
That might be true. We will never know unless we watch again, because right now he has 42 supplies.
Already we can
22
see.
and 42 supplies.
Like, I'm surprised. Like, but there's gonna be a few weapons, but the supply is 32 to 24, and the 4 weapons have just been done in front of the expansion, which means that the main base of TMZ is gonna be exposed to that Oracle.
Yeah, but the main base of
one
Jong-Hyun
stalker
will
has been
not
left
stop
there.
much
Yeah.
with 1 stalker.
So 1 stalker is there. Oh, but the Oracle is not attacking. He missed, I think, 1 Oracle.
We have the workers needing to move out
and the
to actually
mothership
try
core
and
sniped
kill
here by TMZ. So really, TMZ taking the lead. It's terrible damage here. Jong-Hyun sloppy micro here and
The Oracle's trying
multitasking.
to make a few kills, but getting sniped too, which is terrible. On the other side of the maps, we have a sentry who might actually save Jong-Hyun if he managed to just wall the Stalker in a bad position. but there's so many stalkers. That's 7 stalkers and 1 zealot already.
Yeah,
And
TMZ's
those
Forgate
workers are
here,
just gonna
very
fall.
powerful.
The sentry falls because when we have the GG already.
Yeah, already, there we go. All right, so this came down to micro very, very fast. It was a good decision by TMZ to keep 1 stalker in his mineral line. I believe the stalker barely loses to an Oracle, if not microed.
I don't think so. I think the Oracle doesn't. It loses?
Yeah. It barely loses though. If you micro it, it might be different. But yeah.
But as soon as the first hit was made from the stalker, that changed everything.
Yeah, and we saw here Jong-Hyun Buzzy to warp in his main base, not attacking the probes, and it happened that he lost his mothership core before he could cast the mothership defense. So already it was.
The interesting point is the interesting point, however, is that even if the Oracle had dealt some damage, there was so many stalkers there. I mean, there's so much you can kill with an Oracle if it turns into a base race. Those stalkers could have slaughtered all of Jong-Hyun's base with barely no opposition.
Yeah, how many gates did Jong-Hyun have in that game?
1, 2 at the end.
Yeah, 2, right? So 2 gate plus 1 Oracle. I think that should be enough to hold the Forgate normally. Like you would probably warp in a sentry and
there was a sentry. The problem is that the stalker were already up the ramp.
Yeah.
Because the idea with this kind of build is that you actually use the sentry to delay enough the stalker's production, and once your Oracle killed enough probes, the stalker production will stop, meaning the advantage of the number of stalkers will plummet because you will still be building stalkers behind, even if you build them slower. As soon as you have as many as your opponents, if you block them long enough, well, you just won the game.
So TMZ here showing that his multitasking and micro were well better than his opponent and taking the win because of that. Because Jong-Hyun has had was in the lead in macro up until that point, but when it turned down to micro. That's where the deciding happened in less than 10 seconds, as it often does in StarCraft.
Yep, especially on very, very aggressive PvP battles like this. So that said, the next game being against a random player, we might not see the same opening at all. Even if both players intend to play the same kind of aggressive or micro play. All we need to know, well, is
what race.
What race? But I was gonna say all we need to know is, will Jong-Hyun try to adapt his play if he's Protoss again, or even if he's another race, or do you think like he's confident? Like there was a few micro mishaps here, but that if he just focuses more, the same kind of play was sufficient.
I don't know how you would feel about like going with that build again against Forgate, but I do think it's the right build against Forgate. He might go for it again against TMZ here defensively. Like that build, the build doesn't like it's good against Forgate defensively, but it can also be good if TMZ happen to expand early. So it might be a go-to build if he goes Protoss again, but we'll see first what race he gets. And it's gonna be.
So it's TMZ in the bottom left corner as the green Protoss.
Yeah, and with leading 1-0 here in this best of 3.
And in the top left as the teal Zerg, we have Jong-Hyun.
Jong-Hyun from Montpellier.
Zerg this time instead of Protoss.
Yeah, and I did get to talk with Jong-Hyun before the game.
What did he say?
He did mention that his best race was Terran against Protoss, and that his worst would be Zerg. So things are not looking that well.
It's not looking good in this game. That said, we have the player QRRQ and each other.
Yeah, so probably a way to communicate here.
Zerg and Protoss. It's alien for.
Yeah, wonder how translated into human language that does.
The interesting part, however, is that we noticed last game that TMZ did not scout from the start. He actually started without walling his ramp, without checking his opponent's race, which he's doing again. But now his opponent is Zerg, and assuming he doesn't go to the correct direction from the start, which No, he's going, so he's going to find
No,
his
he
opponent
is.
very fast.
And even if there
But-
was an early pull at this point, I'm not sure if it could do damage, although the gateway...
Well, there is no wall. I mean,
That's true,
you can
yeah.
defend without a wall against early Zerg push.
Yeah, it's possible, right?
But yes, it is, especially if the Zerg does not find you straight away. And but it's still very, very dangerous because anything can happen very fast. That said, I believe Jong-Hyun's went expand first.
Yeah, and that's probably the, like, when you're playing random, that's the small bonus you have against Protoss, because in Zerg against Protoss, when you fast expand, you're always risking the Forge, facing the Forge. But when you're playing random, you probably expect your opponent to go for a gateway, therefore you can, well, take that 15 hatch without too much fear.
Which is exactly what we're seeing right now, but we have TMZ going, as before, straight gateway cybernetic core. Only on one gas, not needing the second gas just yet. But
and TMZ here is not sending his probe back into the domain of Jong-Hyun, where he could notice that the gas was placed before the spawning pool, like a little while. So I think Jong-Hyun here is going to have enough gas for speed right as the spawning pool finishes. Or soon enough.
We have TMZ actually expanding too, which against Zerg early attack, when you didn't wall your main, is pretty hard to defend both places at once.
Yeah, so TMZ here, I'm curious to see like how, like, I think he should go soon for his wall here. There's already the pylon placed there, so I like that pylon placement.
That is correct. That said, because of the little rocky things, it's not super easy to wall completely until you destroy those things.
Yeah.
But we have the drone here who found the Protoss. Seeing, hey, you have an expansion, you have only one gate, you barely have anything.
Yeah, so what Jong-Hyun can be happy at this point already is seeing that his opponent is not going for the 4 gate. And given that he went on 2 gases, he probably intends for a very all-in push here. And
We
looks like
can see TMZ going for the Forge, so he saw his opponent was Zerg, he wants to make his cannon, but those 4 Zergling are definitely going to be there before a cannon pops out.
I think
and there is no Zealot in construction. Went straight for the Stalker.
Yeah, and I think we might actually get to see a Nidus here, because we have a rush to lair. We're 5 minutes 30 into the game, and the lair is like 2/3 of the way done.
Yeah, we have no speed. It went straight for lair. We have the Zerglings trying to go around to go straight in the main.
But the Zerglings, that was pretty, yeah,
they're
that
gonna
was pretty
fall
surprising.
on the Stalker just as it pops out.
Yeah, so there was no Zealot made here for TMZ.
One probe
defense.
falls down, a second
And
probe
the
falls
Stalker
down
is attacking
in the
the pylon.
gas, which is a good thing.
Yeah, so already it's
not that the Stalker is attacking the pylon. I was meaning that the probes in the gas are falling. We have a 3rd probe that dies.
And even another here could fall because it's
Yes,
so
but
low
now
on health.
we
But
have Jong-Hyun who went back to macroing his base, so,
so
the Zerglings attack the Stalker, and this ends the early aggression.
Yeah, and that was a good run by here for
kill
Jong-Hyun.
by 4 Zergling on 4 probes, actually very efficient. Sadly, the Overload would die because he stayed in the middle of the battle against 1 Stalker.
Yeah, and
But
oh my god, this has been a long while since I saw a build like this. Look like what Jong-Hyun is going for.
yes, he's going straight for Mulelisk, and on
At
very
7
very
minutes.
fast.
That is so fast mutas. That's going to
Which
be
is
like 7
interesting
mutas.
because
Yeah.
we're having still no units made from TMZ except that 1 Stalker. He's going for
+1 attack, probably.
Twilight and +1 attack at the moment. So what would you do with the Twilight? Is it for Blink?
It could be for Blink.
It actually would be a good call because Blink is one of the best ways to kill Mulelisk.
Yeah, or it might also be for a Dark Shrine, as we know on this stream that especially since TMZ, that's good. He's on 4 gases, so it could be for Dark Shrine, especially since we consider that on this stream.
Going
it always
DTs
happens.
against her is always a little strange.
Oh, but it's like it won't be any of those. It's going to be a fast Templar archive. And that's not good for TMZ, I think.
No, because they will not be ready in time if Jong-Hyun decides to push. He made 2 spine. That's because he intends to attack with Mulelisk and wants to have a little defense against a counterattack.
Yeah.
Definitely a standard old-style play. We have 7 Mutalisks under construction at the moment.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a
no
lot more. There could
defense
be
at all
5 more
on
mutas.
the TMZ side. There is one cannon, but it's at a position to stop the Lings, not a position to stop the Mutalisk in any way.
Yeah, and it would be a disaster if TMZ saw those Zerglings without speed and decided to take a third at this point. But with this tech, I don't think he's gonna go for that.
And here are the Mutalisks going out. And
They're not
how many
scouted.
gateways are there? There's only one. No, 3. 3 gateways are there, but will that be enough? I mean, he's gonna watch
think so.
stalkers, but
And there's 2 more Mutalisks,
and here
and
they
already
are,
they're moving in.
They're in. And they're gonna start to kill workers, and one
Yeah.
fall down, 2, 3 already.
Alright, this could be terrible damage here. He attacks, so there's one stalker
fifth
making.
one the stalker is making, but he's
Yeah.
gonna fall instantly. And here comes not the
Yeah,
Chronos,
the
but the
defense from
cannon.
the
The Mutalisk
mothership core.
moving out, he's winning some time. He could have gone directly for the expansion, but he does not know that.
I was surprised. So there was a bit of micro here. Jong-Hyun could have taken a bit more probes in this engagement, but this is already it's good enough. I mean, look at the supply advantage now. He's 64 supply to 42. So a full supply advantage, and he's
moving on the other side where there is effectively no defense. He finds it, avoided the cannon. Decides gonna kill a few stalkers. Won't because they're moving in the cannon. So
and
drones
so
are falling.
many probes are
many
falling.
probes are falling, and he's gonna go
yeah,
right into the main.
here.
And there's, but then the main, the cannons are up. So
yeah,
not
so
much
the
he can
micro
do.
here from
But
TMZ a bit sloppy,
we
but
can
there's
see-
an Archon now.
But there's an Archon now. That said, there is no worker mining in the expansion at the moment.
That is
this
how many
is a
how many
huge,
workers are mining here for TMZ?
23 workers got killed in,
Oh, wow.
that attack, adding the 4 from the early Zergling. But now we have a lot of Zergling. That said, Mulus Zergling is very bad versus Archon.
Versus Archon. That's why the Roach Warren is making right now. We still have a 30 supply lead from Jong-Hyun, but the worker count looks like has kind of balanced. 37 to 32. It's kind of what you would expect. The
This
difference
attack,
really is
I'm
in the
not
army.
so sure there's
but yeah, that's
Sadi
a choke
Archon turns around, like wanted to try and sneak peek, but cannot.
You could
That
make a
said,
song
the
about
Mulus is
Zerglings
gonna
going in the choke point against Archons.
Mulus saying, is there something I can kill? No, the cannon's always in my way. Trying to snipe down.
Trying to snipe the Cyber Core, but I don't think it's going to happen with even more Stalkers being warped in.
That said, he didn't lose any Mulus, so it's a little harassment, a little just nice play from Jong-Hyun, just like harassing, making sure everything's fine. But we have 1-1. No, that's 2-2. We have 2-2 going up for TMZ. So
how are the upgrades looking? Let's see. I believe the key is G. All right, so we have speed +1 for air for Zerg, and we have
2-1 already for Protoss, which is kind of huge considering Zerg does not have 1-1 yet. It's underway, but it's not there.
Yeah, and Roach speed is going to be started here from Jong-Hyun, but he's not making any workers. Like, even though he has a third, like, I don't think the push here is coming. So he's gonna make Roaches to hold this Archon push. It's gonna be hard to hold with what he has right now. So he has to wait. Like, at all costs, Jong-Hyun has to wait for the Roaches before he engages this army, even if he loses one base.
Yeah, but I don't believe TMZ seems inclined to actually attack the third, and there are spines inside the expansion. You have to remember
that. And what is
Jong-Hyun?
Jong-Hyun has just scouted, so what is he going to do? Is he going to attack the expansion, or he's going to come back? All right, so he thinks he has enough units. He saw a glimpse of the army, and he's
going to try to
go around.
Get some of the units out of position. I changed his mind, going back, saying, "Oh, right, you're not attacking. You're building to attack me." Well, I'm moving
I think
to
that's
your
the right
base.
decision.
It's probably because even.
Oh, but 2 Mutalisks are going to fall to the attack on the main base, so he has to come back with the Mutalisks. Yeah, he knows he can't engage while the Mutas are still coming, but like there we go. So we have the engage. We have a few Roaches helping, but they're rally pointed. They're not helping with the engage, and there's so many Archons. He couldn't. Jong-Hyun looks like could not macro an army in time. Oh no, that's gonna be flying over the Archons here. Everything. The supply here is still close, but the Mutalisks have just died. They've tried to engage the Archons. Oh, and the upgrade difference definitely making the Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, defensive time up for the Mothership Core, but I think there's already been too much damage. Yeah, we have all the GG. So yeah, it was a close game, definitely, when the Mutos went in. But I think he could have, well, when he saw that his opponent was massing up Archons on 2 bases, like already his economy was well, not like it was a balanced economy. Maybe there could have been more drones, of course, but the defense choice really, like the units. I think those Mutas, when they saw the push, like the first time they came back and then went back to the enemy's base, I think he could have done more damage in the expansion right away. You could see he was hesitating to attack the cannons. He was hesitating to attack the lone stalkers defending. And because of that, I think he avoided the good damage.
When you see this many units,
oh, looks like we have a mic problem here again. Yes. Batteries here. We have supply batteries now because of yesterday we had a mic problem. So we have extra batteries just in case. So yeah, looks like that's gonna be it. So TMZ is gonna have 1-2-0 here. So a good victory here from TMZ, who's gonna advance to the semifinals.
so yeah, TMZ advancing to the
Congratulations to him.
finals. Even if I keep getting mics that stops mid-game. At least this time the game was over. But yeah, I believe, to answer what you were saying before I lose my mic, I believe what actually got Jong-Hyun to lose is the hesitation he made, because those Mulists, there were so many Mulists, he could have done so much kills, and if he just abandoned his expansion, moved on 1 base, masses roaches, and like slaughtered Protoss base with the Mulists.
Yeah, but and especially I think the key was the micro here, like the roach micro. Like when you're dealing with Archon Zealot, you really can't afford to be hit by the Archons with the roaches.
So let us check with the behind the scene guys. Are we gonna watch the replay?
No, not the replay.
I believe we can watch the first replay.
We're talking about another replay of today's games.
Yeah,
I think we're talking about something else.
We're not. We're talking
Monday's
about
games.
the other games
the
that
other
were
round
played.
of 8.
I believe we should, because we're never gonna really have time to cast them all in one shot. So we're gonna
That's
play Joker and who was his opponents again? Joker,
So yeah,
Simon Gastain's
Joker
game.
versus Darker Days.
So
we're gonna jump in.
And Joker, who played Monday.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a Zerg versus random game here. Oh, but looks like BattleNet has logged us out.
So if we
do manage to get inside the replay here,
we're gonna watch the replays. Otherwise, this'll be it for today. Let's make a few more tries. Seems to be working now, so it should start any moment. So it was random versus Protoss, right? Or Zerg?
Zerg versus random, yeah.
Zerg versus random. So Simon's Zerg. We have Joker, who's random. Where's Joker from again?
So Joker's from Bucharest.
So Bucharest. Do you have a favorite again?
Oh wow. Well, in this matchup, like it's hard to make a favorite because it's hard to really center like the skill of Joker, I would say. Joker is a random player, has shown in the past that he was near like top diamond, low masters play in some cases, but his league, I believe, is still high platinum.
Well, it's always hard when you play random. That said, I believe Joker won the last World Tournament of StarCraft 2.
No, well, we checked, and actually Joker lost in the round of 4.
Lost in the round of 4.
Yeah.
Well, he did still make it to the round of 4 last time. So
after beating yours truly in the round of 8.
So we can see right now. So in the top left corner, the one we're talking about, Joker Love, the Red
Bucharest.
Terran.
Yep, red random player here, getting Terran here from the random dice.
And in the bottom right, as the green Zerg, Darker Days.
Yeah, Darker Days. And as a small presentation here for Darker Days, so in the Montreal tournament, Darker Days got to the round of 8. So I did manage to defeat him at that point. But since then, he has managed to, yeah, taking the occasion to brag a bit. But since then, we have played a bit, and the score has been, I believe, 6-2 in his favor. So he's a high diamond. He plays Masters players sometimes on the ladder. He's a very good macro Zerg player, very dangerous, and I think he's one of the favorites to win this whole thing, actually.
Well, let's see how it goes. We have Joker who's walling off, which again Zerg is to be expected. We have Darker Days, still not aware of his opponent's race, but who already expanded first blindly, not fearing for a 6 pool or anything. He's like,
yeah, I am kind of surprised
macro.
at this. Like, the Overlord has not scouting any Overlord in the middle of the map, but you wouldn't be sure that the Overlords would have crossed in this position.
And considering the Overlord of Darker Days did a little hook there, he could even have missed the Zerglings.
Yeah, so I'm surprised by this courageous choice by Darker Days. It's so really
it is courageous, but it turns out to be correct in this case.
And it's the correct call.
So might be he saw something we didn't.
Or it could be mind games. Like, what do you expect a random Zerg player? Like, many people playing against random probably play defensively. So that's why probably the Darker Days is trying to throw the cards to mix up the cards. But we can see here Joker is going to go for a standard Reaper Scout followed by a Factory. So it's going to be 1 base for now.
Which is going to be interesting against a 2-base Zerg who's already making 2 queens. And the Reaper could start making a few kills on Zerglings because, well, they're faster. But then again, it's hard to macro and it takes so much attention. First Zergling falls down, the second one might, no, second doesn't.
Barely
but then
there's one drone that's going to take damage.
Yeah, drone, sorry. who's going straight into gas. So
but Darker Days is
killed.
having the right reflex. So one other Zergling is gonna get killed here.
Second Zergling, but the Queen's up now, and the Queen's gonna have
and
none
the
of
Reaper
it.
went inside the main. He has to save that Reaper. Is he gonna be able to save it though?
But yes, he is. The Queen,
barely, but he has to
up.
come back. He
Yes.
has to come back around.
Oh,
but
he
he's
won't.
gonna try to go up.
And
there we go.
he goes. He didn't
Reaper
know where the
dies.
Queen was. Tried to move around. That got a Reaper. That's huge.
Yeah, I don't think it was that worth it to get 2 Zerglings here for Joker, but he did get the information he needed, so it was a double Queen with a standard 15 H. But we see the expansion here being made in the main of Joker, so I'm a bit surprised about this, like that he did not want to go down his ramp, probably too scared of an eventual speed run by. Well, especially since speed is already making, but that's gonna lose a few seconds on the macro.
We have the mine popping out. He's gonna move out to actually secure the expansion, most probably.
Oh, looks like it's moving out on the map.
Well, it's gonna come back when it sees that Zergling. Oh no, not even. Both just
They're gonna cross
on the move.
They're gonna high
command.
five. Yo, what's up, Zergling?
So Zergling gonna move command, not wanting to stop for a mine, saying, "I want to make sure you don't take an expansion." The mine's actually
going around,
saying, "Do you have a turret somewhere? What's up?"
That's probably Joker not that familiar. Like, I don't know how many games he played on that map because you can't really like the mine did go around the rocks. But maybe he's going to try to plant it right in front of the expansion here.
Well, it's true that
this,
Zerg do not have detection for quite some time unless he starts building.
Yeah, no, my God, the mine is going
and it's
in.
just sneaking. Sorry,
yeah,
behind
it's actually going to do some damage. He won't kill
it will only hit the larvae.
Oh yeah, but that's
that's interesting. However,
yeah,
he didn't want to hit the queen. That's a waste of the attack, and it's not going to be able to attack a second time before the detection is there. But killing all the larvae like this was actually good. I mean, Zerg needs to do its larva inject and make sure it's up to par. But
it's like, are we gonna have the spore in time though? Is it gonna die? I think that it's gonna barely die right before it. Oh no, but it gets the attack.
A few more larvae again.
Yeah, so that's good from Joker.
And as we saw what I was saying, the mine attacking the queen is just a waste of an attack because it's not gonna kill it, which is what happened this time. But the larvae died with not with the queen because the queen didn't die, but still.
Yeah, and we see here Darker Days like hesitated a bit for the build. He had a lot of speedlings and he had 1,000 in the bank. So he was thinking, what am I making? Maybe he was thinking of making more Zerglings, expecting an attack, of course, on one base. But then he saw that the Terran was not moving out, so he decided, all right, I'm going to go for drones. And thanks to this, Darker Days is very much in the lead in workers, 46 to 28. Even with mules, I think that Darker Days has taken the lead in this game.
It is correct that it is relevant, but keep in mind that those Hellbats could deal damage on those workers, and because he killed so many larvae, the drone production stopped for like 5-6 seconds.
Yeah, and looks like the Overlord in the Jokerlov's base is not going to be killed. And we're going to have a Hellion drop here. So how much damage can this be? There's going to be 4 Hellions in this. Are the Zerglings near? No, they're in the middle of the game. They're in the middle of the map. So the Hellions are going to be dropped, and they're blue flame
Hellions are blue flames already. So the drone is actually going to fall.
And they're all lining up. Oh my god,
yeah, but they're moving towards, they're moving towards the
queen died. But
the queen died.
They're gonna surround. No, okay,
there's
not
a surround for the Zergling. We have a lift.
Yes.
And moving. We're saving 1 Hellion, but 9 workers died on this.
Yeah.
And the queen.
Yeah, 9 workers died and the queen, thanks to the earlier mines. So really,
yeah,
Joker
finally
thinking,
the mine actually.
You know what? I almost got
this.
that queen. I'm gonna Hellion drop just to make sure I get it, and he managed to get it. But now, thanks to this Overlord surviving, Darker Days is gonna get a clear scout inside Jokerlov's base, which has not yet taken a second base. So even though he did do a bit of a barbecue, I think Joker is still behind in workers and in bases.
And we can see right here we are having a lot of Hellbats on tank on the Joker's side of things.
Yeah,
so,
it's probably going to be a push. Does he have another choice, really? Like, if he doesn't push with this, like, he's going to fall behind. And Darker Days is already almost finished with his 3rd base. So Joker, like, if he doesn't use this army advantage right now, 40 to 27 supply in terms of army, then things could turn bad for him.
So we're seeing Tors under production, however. So it's going to be a very strong push, considering that Mutalisk and Zerglings are not good into an engagement against this army.
Against Thor and Hellbats.
Mutalisk and Zergling are very, very fast. So the Terran will not be able to defend properly. So this could get very ugly for either player very fast, depending on what happens.
Yeah, and it looks like we have the 2 Tors here right in time as the Mutalisk are going to be scouted and going to be about to attack the base. So the...
And the 1 Viking
here
the 1
Viking
have
harassing.
to retreat,
Oh, but he's probably going to die.
But you're dying?
I think he could have saved that. The Viking maybe a bit sloppy here from Joker, but he's still macroing hard, and he's a bit in the supply lead and getting more kills from that Reaper.
A little kills on workers.
How many kills on that Reaper?
Not that many, but still a few.
2
He
kills?
has 2 kills.
Is that the same Reaper from the start of the game?
No, the Reaper at the start got killed by the Queen and did not kill any
Oh, but it looks
probes.
like now he has 3 kills and he got out with his life against Speedlings. That's a miracle Reaper for you. Oh, but it looks like the Mutalisks are very close to the
Mutalisks are going to kill the medevac in a few seconds. If they see it,
yeah,
they
I think
do.
they see
So
it. Yeah, there we go.
The hiding Hellion dies, and the Hellbats army is still not moving out. I mean, you need Terran needs a way to actually be able to either keep the pressure on, force the army of Zerg back in its base, or do something, because those Mutalisks are gonna make kills.
No, the supply lead, like in workers, the supply lead is still on Joker's side, but the workers is 63 to 39. Like, Darker Days has a big economic advantage here. I think he's in the lead, but if Jokerlov pushes right now with a lot of SCVs, he could take the game, I think.
It's always a risk. We have a scan here trying to check how far things are going, how far the creeps is, where the army might be.
Oh, and look at that. I was talking about the supply lead, but I forgot to look at the resources banked. It looks like the supply is not gonna
just shifted.
Switch.
It's 134 to 110. And we have a lot of upgrades going up for Zerg, who's not going to take any crap from Terran. Zerg's taking its 4 base. It's making sure, like, you cannot be everywhere on the map. You cannot defend and attack all my 4 base. There's no way with this army. And There's actually a lot of roaches.
Yeah, a lot of roaches.
Which
big
is a
army here.
weird choice against.
Yeah, and taking the fourth,
against
all
this
Darker Days
army?
has to do is wait for that army to move out. I mean, he has no reason to go in at the moment. If he just waits for it to go out, circles it, and he can kill the army, it's gonna be his win already, and
So
it's gonna be game.
bailing roaches and Mutalisk massing up straight to the front door of
I like those
Joker.
banelings already because especially if they have speed, they can do a lot of damage to those hellbats in the front. But looks
Especially
like
since the Zergling would have been no use at all.
yeah, but looks
But
like Joker's gonna start his
Trying to
next
move
upgrade.
in, trying to
Oh,
see
but
what's
he's gonna
up.
try to
But
move
the
in. I
Mutalisk
don't
will
think
just
this is the right
fall.
move. Look at
And
all those blue flame hellbats.
The blue flames are slaughtering
Burning
everything.
the roaches.
The mine is not borrowed, so but the Mutalisk all
Yeah,
die.
the
and
Mutas all died. Yeah, in this attack.
And the Taurs are making small work of those roaches.
Yeah, and looks like there's even more tours being made, and the supply lead has gone back to Jokerlove. This was, I think this was
This was a mistake.
Yeah, this was a terrible
That
mistake for
said,
Darker Days.
that said, Darker Days had so many minerals.
Yeah, he's
built
still
that
replenishing
behind
with
it.
18
He's
roaches.
Still above in production, still above on bases, but
Okay, this
Terran
push-
says this is the time or
Yeah.
never.
Yeah, but is it enough though? He has only 2 hellbats, 2 mines, and 4
He has
tours.
3 mines,
That's
but
not a lot against those Zerglings and those roaches. I think he could pull back right now.
But
Like, he
there
could
is
kill a
there
few.
is a Raven that could actually first prevent creep threat, but also with a well-placed
but the Taurs attack the Overlord
units are out of
instead.
position.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Taurs are dying.
Not even
and
in-
the
not
mines
even
did
position,
not make
focusing
much
the Zerglings
kills.
instead.
Yes, that's. And the mines are not dealing the damage there needs to be. The Taurs are falling
This
the
is
last.
terrible here for Joker, and he's gonna lose like his push. And when you're playing Mank, you can't afford to lose this. So he pushed, thinking he could do damage before the Zerg got an army back, but he had only four tours, and they did not get into position fast enough.
And we
So,
have +2 going up for the Mutalisk. 11 Mutalisk into production just finished right now.
Yeah,
the
and
roaches,
the roaches are
gonna
going to be able
prevent
to
or
maybe
actually
cancel
try
that
to
expansion.
prevent the
But that would be
expansion.
terrible damage. If he manages to cancel that base,
He cannot
I think it's
cancel
gonna
it.
be
He
game.
can lift it.
Oh yeah. I forgot that Terrans had that power. So the
Actually, he cannot cancel when it's already built.
yeah. So
But he prevented the cannons. But this many
go with them. There's a
Mutalisk
lot of damage, and there's 2 more tours going in.
spreading on the Taurs.
I don't think Darker Days need to move in again. Like the roaches are gonna die, and all the
Players
Mutalisks
are very,
gonna
very
take
aggressive.
damage.
Mutalisk trying to move away to survive, which is the right call at this point because they will have all died. Might be they go to try and finish the expansion, but no. Joker's actually landing back, trying to say, I will need the expansion, but Reaper found the 4th base. He knows he's behind on bases by a lot.
And at this point, he could have chosen to go and attack after that fight, but he chose instead to go take his 3rd, secure his 3rd base, and go for further inside the macro game. How are the upgrades looking now?
He could have attacked, but last time he did that, lost all his tours, does not want this to happen again, and he needs defenses against those Mutalisks.
Yeah,
That's how the Mutalisks are moving straight where the Taurs are.
if those Mutalisks again try to attack too early, and it looks like, no, there's not going to be a death here. But I was surprised that 2 times Darker Days tried to finish the game a bit too early here. Although even though that happened, he still keeps the lead. A very solid macro here. A macro player, so he has as much drones as he likes. His upgrades are up to par. He's soon gonna be 2-2-2 on upgrades
And
against
the
two,
Mutalisks
against
gonna
1-1.
abuse what they're good for.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be
Positioning.
harassment. And it's
now,
already 1 turret falling.
One
There's
turret's
1
falling,
Thor
the
here.
other
He
turret's
should be
gonna
brought
fall.
back.
And the Taurs are gonna have to move to kill the Mutalisk. That said, there's not many productions still in that base.
Oh
but
yeah,
it's
and
gonna-
the production building's a bit like hindering the Taurs in the walk to protect the base. So there was a bit of damage done by the Mutas here. The supply lead by Darker Days is now a 40, 177 to 137. So Darker Days has had secured a solid lead in this game.
Especially since I believe there's not that many upgrades for those Taurs.
Well, the
Mutalisk
doors are
trying
still
to
1-1.
move around, trying to see if the Taurs move. Taurs still defending the 3rd.
Yeah, and that's a mistake from Joke here. He has the money. He has 700 of each resources, but already, there we go. So he's finally starting his 2-2, or his, well, +2's plating, at least. But I think it's a bit late to come back on the upgrades.
Mutalisk seeing the Taurs did not move, gonna go try to harass again, but...
Oh,
and
just
there's
in
no
time as
more
the turrets were
Taurs.
trying to be remade. The Mutalisks are going to be able to kill them, so that's very frustrating for Terran.
As Terrence, you do, but Terrence decides to move out. Decides, all right, you're gonna harass
Oh
me to
yeah,
death.
there we go.
I need to make the kill right now. I need to have my because this
And
is
is he
a
bringing
lot of
SCVs?
tours.
I'm surprised he's not bringing SCVs because if he actually loses this army, this
game-
big army, the game is probably over. Like with
The
this much
units
supply
retreated,
advantage.
however. So
Oh,
this
but
one-
there's
the
so
Zerglings
many
are moving
banelings!
out. They're gonna-
Banelings, Nesty style against Tors. They're gonna explode all the Tors. The Tors are splitting
One
a bit.
Taurus fall down.
But is it enough?
Second Tor falls down. But there's no more Bailings and the
Oh,
Mutas are
and the
third Tor
splash
falls
damage
down, but
against the
splash
Mutas really
against the
doing
Mutas
yeah.
a great job. But still, Darker Days has 150
Oh
supplies.
yeah,
Darker
I
Days
don't
was
think it's gonna be
maxed.
enough. Will it be enough? I don't think so. I think the replenish and roaches is gonna be able to hold.
But that said, there's again a
Oh,
lot
but
of
the Hellbats
Zerglings.
against
The
Zerglings, and that
gonna
doesn't end
slaughter
well.
the Hellbats, and the Mule is gonna fall, and those Hellbats will at least get
Oh,
the
but
kill on the.
the Taurs
but the
again
Taurs
attacking
are
the Overlord
again
on the
attacking
right.
The Overlord when the Roaches are moving in. Taurs are falling.
And the
There's only
Hellbats
two
were not
Taurs-
helping.
3 Taurs left, 2 Taurs left now, 1 only, and at
Oh,
least the
there we go.
Hellbats
Oh my
killed all
God.
the workers. But I think the gain was not worth it.
Yeah, at this point, this attack was very all-in for Joker, as he still has, of course, he's still on 3 bases. He still has his
The
workers.
Raven will
but-
not make it away. This one Mule is gonna say,
No.
you know what? I love Raven for breakfast.
And looks like Darker Days here
And
tried
here
to
it
end the
goes.
game with Roaches, tried to end the game with Lings, did not succeed. Tried to end the game with Mutas, did not succeed. So he switched to another Lisk. He switched to the Ultralisk, and we're gonna have 4 Ultralisks making here for Darker Days, who definitely wants to put the nail in the coffin here from Joker in this game.
Hellbat trying to kill workers as he did on the other base, trying to like prevent Zerg from having too many incomes. Killing actually all the workers at that base, or almost, but he saw the Ultralisk.
Yeah, he did get information, but like he's making tanks at the point. Like, what do you do when going mech against, well, against Ultralisk? You
The
go for
real
more
question
Taurus.
is, what do you do when you're 70 supply behind?
Yeah, that too would be a question. The answer to that would probably include SCVs, if you ask me. But but it looks like Darker
We
Days
have
is gonna move in.
Roaches and Ultralisk moving to the third.
Oh, and it's gonna be terrible. And there's even the Ultralisk double armor. Like soon the Ultralisk armor will be done, and they're gonna be +4. Like they're gonna be, those Ultralisk are gonna be 2-4.
And here
And
they're
that's
moving.
a lot more upgrades.
They're moving from a weird angle, but still they will attack. And I think even if the
Oh,
angle's
that's gonna
weird,
be very hard
it's
to split.
gonna be very hard to stop. I mean, there is a planetary fortress there, but it's not enough.
Yeah, the planetary could be repaired. I mean, he did not choose maybe
Taurs
the
are
best place to
falling,
attack, but,
everything's falling.
but it doesn't matter.
The Ultralisk are actually going to kill the SCV.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's a massacre.
Everything's
Joker
falling.
handing by a tread into this game, but
the few tanks dealing damage to the Roaches, but it's not enough. Those 2 Ultralisk combined with all the Roaches, it's going to fall. The SCV's trying their best, but no, there it goes. And all the SCVs die. I don't think Joker can do much more anymore.
well,
Against the 5 Zerg-based player. I mean,
and the replenish
that's what those-
almost already done. This 195 supply.
74.
What are you gonna do?
Mine's gonna prevent this attack from moving in and killing everything, but your opponent's on what 3 working
And-
base
yeah.
when you have barely 1, if none at all.
And we see the Ultralisk is barely being tickled by that tank shot. Not even impressed.
No. And there the Roaches decides to move in.
Oh, that's
there
a
will
good-
be
good
a lot
Widow
of
Mines,
hits, but there's not gonna be
Doesn't
enough.
matter. Nope.
All the tanks and everything falling. We have the GG from Joker.
Yeah, so in this game 1, that was, I think,
Wow.
a close game 1. But we could see at every point in the game, Darker Days getting slowly a bit ahead, showing that he has more of that, well, solid practice in the last months. And that's impressive, but I think we're going to be done for the day, sadly.
Yeah, we only have time for one because, well, lunchtime's over.
Yep.
We'll see the 2 other games another time.
Or the 1 other game, depending
Or
if
the
there's
1 other
2
game
other
if there's
games.
only 1.
Yeah.
That's correct. Or in any case,
In any
see
case,
us tomorrow.
I can give you one promise. I have watched those replays, and they are very exciting. So see you next. Well, probably
Tomorrow. We
Well,
have a game
tomorrow. Yeah,
tomorrow.
we do have a game.
So
the third or fourth.
Third or fourth, depending on how you want to see it.
Round of 8 match.
Quarterfinals, round of 8.
Yeah, featuring I think yourself.
Me versus Jean-François Deschamps,
Yeah,
who made
Conic.
it to the finals of the Montreal StarCraft
Yeah, and it's going to be
tournament.
a revenge match, I think.
It is going to be a revenge match. Games were not that close last time. I intend to make them better this time.
All right, cool. Well,
See
so
you
that's gonna be it
tomorrow.
for today. See you tomorrow, and well, yeah, tune in for the next quarterfinal match.
And I'm David. Here's Jean-Benoit.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.